Was Joseph without sin? Like if I ask you, was Mary without sin, you would say what? Absolutely. You would say that. She was conceived without original sin. That's the Immaculate Conception. She never committed any sin in her life. So she was without sin. Without sin. Across the front here, you have the Holy Family. You have Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. Look up here. So you got Jesus. He's God. He has no sin. You got Mary. There we go. You got Mary, and she has what? No sin. And then you got Joseph. Do you think he had sin? Well, that's debated. Some theologians say that he was conceived in original sin, the same of all of us. But before he was born, that he was sanctified. In other words, God gave him such a superabundance of grace, that he never sinned the rest of his life. By the way, the church teaches that happened to St. John the Baptist. All of you know the story. It was at the visitation when Mary, and she's pregnant with Jesus, and she goes to visit her elderly cousin, Elizabeth, who's pregnant with John the Baptist. Do you remember the story? And as soon as Mary, pregnant with Christ, walks into the presence of Elizabeth, and Mary talks, and Elizabeth says this, "As soon as I heard your voice, the child within me leapt." And the church would teach that then that he was sanctified, that John the Baptist was. But it's an interesting question to think about. Because really, how could you have a holy family if you have Jesus who's without sin, Mary who's without sin, and then you got Joseph, and he's what? A sinful man. How could that be?